Welcome back, friends. In the previous sessions, we were dealing about analysis and interpretation of financial statement. What are the various statements prepared by an organization? First of all, income statement or profit and loss account statement, statement of retained earnings or profit and loss appropriation account, balance sheet, and various equations associated with various statements. Next area, types of analysis. We all know analysis and interpretation go hand in hand. Analysis of data is followed by interpretation or drawing conclusions. Analysis without interpretation is a meaningless effort, while interpretation is simply not possible without analysis. Thus, we can say that analysis and interpretation go hand in hand. Next, what are the various types of analysis? Financial analysis may be classified into following types. First one, internal analysis and external analysis. Okay, this classification is made on the basis of material used for financial analysis. Internal analysis is the analysis made by parties internal to the business, that is management, shareholders, or personnel associated within the boundaries of the organization. Management has access to all types of accounting information besides financial statements. Management can make detailed analysis of efficiency parameters like liquidity, solvency, profitability of the business. It helps in management to make various financial decisions of the organization. Okay, internal analysis mainly constitute internal parties, and external analysis is the analysis made by the parties external to the business, that is, persons outside the boundary of the organization. The outsiders mainly include investors, creditors, bankers, mutual fund dealers, independent equity researchers, government agencies, etc. Outsiders have limited access to financial information and books of accounts except the published financial statements. Thus, external analysis mainly constitute external parties. Next type of analysis is vertical analysis and horizontal analysis. Vertical analysis is the analysis of financial statements for a particular accounting year. It is also called static analysis because it studies only the details regarding the statement for a particular year. Preparation of common size statement is an example of vertical analysis. We will deal with common size statement in the coming sessions. Whereas horizontal analysis is an analysis of a series of financial statements for a number of years. It is also called dynamic analysis because usually in horizontal analysis we compare details of two statements or two financial year period statements in order to conduct comparison between various aspects. Usually in horizontal analysis, financial statements for the last 5 to 10 years are taken for analysis. Not only the financial statement of different years are not also compared, but also it helps in comparing the financial statements of more than one companies or concerns. Trend analysis is a tool of horizontal analysis. Such analysis helps the organization in detailed study of the progress or issues of business over the year. Not only within the organization, this method can be used in comparing the performance of one or more concerns. Okay, vertical analysis of financial statement for a particular year, whereas horizontal analysis of a series of financial statement for a number of years. Let's deal with some of the important equations associated with this particular area. First one, gross capital employed. Gross capital employed means total assets used in the business, that is aggregate of fixed assets and current assets. However, for the purpose of analysis, only tangible assets employed in the business are taken. That means goodwill, deferred revenue expenses and outside investments are excluded from total assets to get gross capital employed. We can also use this example in the sense SF means shareholders fund plus LTD means long term debt plus CL means current liability. At times you can use both equations. Next one, net capital employed. Net capital employed or simply capital employed means long term funds used in the business. It is equal to total assets minus current liability. Or you can use this equation as an alternative for finding net capital employed, that is shareholders fund plus long term debt. Next equation, shareholders fund or short form SF. These short forms are not universally accepted. These are written for the convenient purpose only. In examination point of view, you need to expand the short forms. Shareholders fund equal equity shares capital plus preference share capital plus reserves and surplus. The shareholders fund include the paid up capital, both equity and preference shares, and all reserves and surplus, including profits. It can also be found out by using the equation total tangible assets minus brackets long term debt plus current liability. In other sense, it is total tangible assets minus outside liabilities. Next one, borrowed fund or debt. Borrowed fund or debt include long term and short term liabilities of the firm. Long term liabilities includes debentures, bonds and term loans from banks or financial institutions, whereas current liabilities include creditors, bills payable, outstanding expenses, proposed dividend, provision for tax, bank overdraft and such that. So the equation is long term liabilities plus short term liabilities, where LTD means long term debt includes debentures, bonds and term loans. Term loans mainly long term loans. Whereas WC is otherwise known as working capital. It is the difference between current assets minus current liability. We often go with working capital, LTD and shareholders fund in some of the cases in the coming sessions. So please be familiar with all these terms and what are the contents of that terms. Next one, net sales. We come across this term net sales. Net sales is cash sales plus credit sales minus sales return. It means the gross sales minus return inward. It is also called top line. Next one, gross margin or gross profit. We often use gross margin. The term margin is used instead of profit. The two terms means the same. Gross margin or gross profit is the difference between net sales and cost of sales, or sometimes use cost of goods sold. Okay, that's all for today. We will discuss about further cases in the coming sessions.